Hello, Divine Feminines. I'm trying to decide if I need to turn on more light here. It's getting pretty gloomy outside. I hope you're all doing well with this incoming Libra full moon eclipse. Those are two very psychic cards right there. So I think a lot of you that know me know that I have 5 planets in Libra in my 5th house. There's a lot of scary videos about eclipses. I cannot get away from that groundhog card. Just keeps coming up. We have a lot going on around it too. My advice is always just to kind of like really focus on your own feelings, focus on your own stuff, especially in eclipses, trying to tell you what's going on, show you things. And I feel like it's a heightened trigger time, especially the lunar ones. So just, try to be mellow. Let's see what animal signifiers we get. So we do get the whale coming out. We get the grasshopper, which we haven't seen very much. Flamingo. So you have trust the great mystery. And once again, we have the mouse and the giraffe. Tend to the small things, see the big picture. That is definitely my feeling on the eclipse. I was just talking to someone and telling her that I feel like it's so up and down. It's like I'm very tired some of the time and I'm very energized some of the time, and it's not really like me. I do feel quite focused on small things and the bigger picture. So it's very interesting that comes out. So you have Trust the Great Mystery, which is an extremely spiritual card. He has Take the Leap of Faith, which is the Fool card in this deck, and then Embrace the In-Between. And that Flamingo spirit, which I love Flamingo spirit. Judgment and 9 of Swords. A lot of pain and regret about decisions that were made. 9 of Wands and Death and Rebirth. So in reverse, which is interesting. I think still holding on to some pain, and though Death in the Upright, King of Pentacles. Could be lessons coming through from the father. So much right now about dealing with father wounds when masculine energies didn't invest into the relationship like they should have or could have, or you would have liked them to. I do feel the masculine, your masculine, understanding that he's played a bigger role Seven of Cups, 5 of Swords. This came up in a private reading very significantly, and it was about him realizing why he kept people as options and the inner child work that needed to be done with that. Which, the 9 of Swords is just a tremendous pain for him. Why he doesn't invest in the people the way that he should, and that is a lot about what's coming through. Look at 6-6 for the father wounding right now. I feel father wounding here. If you 7 of Swords, 9 of Cups. This is very similar to the reading that I did for someone. I feel the energy is a very prevalent energy for the collective. you know, why we run away, why we ghost, why we push people away. This is more for the masculine, coming to realizations. I think you've done a lot of this work, even though I do believe from what I'm seeing in the collective, there's still more of this work to do, especially around self-worth. So many layers. You may feel perfectly fine. Well, that's an interesting start. And then all of a sudden, like, you'll be triggered out of nowhere. I do not love this reading. I'm going to tell you that much. Let's get into the messages. I do feel the masculine is lying to himself about certain things still. We have the father energy very present. In fact, I would say this whole bottom row is very, very intense energy for me. The only card that's upright in this entire spread is strength. See how I said indecision in the beginning? Look at that. It's like 2 options. I was not prepared for this reading. It's like there's a weighing back and forth. I know we have the 3 of Cups here. It's almost like 2, 3, 4 of Cups. It's like this masculine has come to one point in time, one decision that, holy moly, has to be made. And I kind of feel like it will change everything. And what he's come to realize is that all of this pain and heartache and what he sees as injustice, unfair treatment, even bullying, abuse, or what do you call it? Provoking, has made him very strong. So this card has been coming up in this very interesting way because it's not the meaning of the card. But it's also like it's made him strong because in a way he made himself untouchable. Something happened in his life. I think it was someone left him or rejected him very deeply. If I had to guess from these cards, that's what it would be. And it was like from that moment on, he was decided no one will ever have that kind of access to me again. And I don't necessarily think this was a conscious decision. I feel like Spirit has been waiting on him for a while now to wake up, is the word that they're using. That they've been sending him a lot of signs, and you seem to have been waiting patiently. A lot of this has to do with his father. Now, I think some of it has to do with his mother, but what we're seeing here in the cards is the father. What they're telling me is that a lot of his actions are very subconscious and from fear. And I think like the people that I'm speaking to right now, you've gone through some spiritual awakening over the past like 2 years, I would say, or something, like, or been going through it for periods of your life. Because there's been things that have happened or been happening. Fulfillment of wishes, moving on. 9, look at that. The 6 and 9, I swear to God, every single day has been following me around continuously. Like, it's insane. It's the symbol for Cancer, and which is the mother and the home, right? It's the 4th house. I'm lucky enough to have my Pluto in there. You can't move on. He knows you're this fulfillment of like this. It's so interesting because it's like 2 messages. It's like he used to be fine being 9 of Cups on his own, right? Like chasing whatever made him happy. Girls, money, jobs, addictions, whatever it was. He used to be fine doing that. He can't seem to figure out why he's not fine with it now. But when he traces it back, it seems to be at this moment here. It's like everything is at this moment here. There was this life, there's this life now, and everything changed right here. This is this pivotal moment where, if I had to read this just for a private reading, it would be he was pursuing you either emotionally, physically, or mentally, or even telepathically. Like you could feel his energy on you. And then all of a sudden, it was withdrawn. Like Page of Pentacles reversed is kind of like when everything falls apart. But this was he knows in his heart it was extremely unjust and unfair to you. Now, I don't do a lot of readings like this per se, but I think that's the solar plexus chakra. Oh, yeah. Something happened when he made this decision that was like, I want to say it was kind of like a bolt of lightning, like an accelerated motion to him. Like they're showing me that tower struck. And nothing worked the same. And I almost want to say he was like in kind of an alternate reality where I don't know why they're bringing it up like this. Let's see if we can find out. Oh, you woke up his third eye. It's like he used to school people, or he used to teach the class, and then all of a sudden he was being schooled. See that 6 came up again. 6, 9. Death. Father. Shadow. He's seeing his, look at that, 4 of Wands twice. He knows instinctively, intuitively, or even consciously now that he is seeing, he like took on his father's shadow energy. That's what I feel. There's something here that his father refused to do the growth work necessary. I never am one to say like your parents are bad. Parents did the best that they could, and then if they don't choose to embrace the healing, we need to explain what happened so we can understand it. It isn't an excuse, okay? I'm not here to judge anybody, and I'm just looking at his journey right now. Some of these masculines may feel like their dad is a great person, okay? They may see them in this wonderful light. That doesn't mean that this dad doesn't have shadows, because we all do. There's something awakening in him about how his father couldn't step up to receive like true love. I actually think it's about emotional unavailability. And you know, this rainbow is always a symbol for me. These are very, very strong twin flame cards right here. To have the Emperor and the King of Pentacles come out 3 times on the internal landscape means that there's something really big going on with the father energy, or how he views himself as a provider, husband, that sort of energy. I think there's been a lot of fear around it, partially because I don't really think his father matured the way that he should have or could have. And he seems to have not got that really strong, you know, so we all have different experiences. I know one of my main healing journeys was about not carrying down the emotional unavailability of my mother and father. And that takes a lot of shadow work and ability to look in the mirror and say, you know, I'm doing the things that hurt me to other people, and that's not okay. But it's so hard to see that. Now, not everyone's going to agree with that statement, because some people find it easy, I'm sure, or some people are just, you know, maybe more on that path or whatever, have done different things, different experiences. You're going to have to make it fit the way it fits for your scenario. But there's a lot of outward strength here built up for him, which is great. And he sees that, yes, he could get through anything, basically. But it's kind of like he's asking, at what cost? At what cost to never reveal my heart, to never be able to give, to never feel like I belong, right? To never go after my true heart's desire. Simply because, and that flamingo card is kind of giving me like the fitting in versus belonging, you know? He wants to feel like he belongs because he can, because he's strong enough to show his vulnerability. And I am doing a lot of interpretation here of what I feel like Do you see how there's triumph and then suffering and silence? Yeah, he's gotten really good at looking like he's victorious. But inside, it's just stubborn and fixed, and it's sad. You see the sun, the moon, and the sun? This is so eclipsy, right? I think this is all coming up to light right now. Where is this deck? For us to see. And it does kind of feel like he's getting ready to kind of leap. I've noticed something about the masculine energy. It's like right before there's movement, it gets very still and quiet. It's not always, but a lot of the time. Let's see what else we can find out. I just feel like he doesn't want that mask on anymore. And it's all coming off of that strength card. I feel anxious when I think about contacting you. Did I wait too long? And part of the issue, too, is that his third eye is open. And you know, when you see things, seeing signs, when you see things, you can't unsee them. I'm curious about what you're doing. Platinum, mastermind. Tell my friends about when we were together. No good thing shall be denied. Moon energy. Hurting you hurt me more than I ever imagined it would. The void. Pluto. Ugh, Capricorn. Law of vibration. He's being sus. I do feel he's being strategic. Soul connections. I tried to move on and it failed. Burn the candle at both ends. Ho'oponopono. I bought you some flowers and I couldn't do it. They're manifesting you. Silence is easier. Isis. Tap into imagination. Taurus. I know I treated you badly and I'm too proud to say sorry. I crave you. Healing. Owl. Scorpio. Aligned action. Fool's gold and standoff. Venus. If I called, would you answer? Oh, then the Magician was here. I didn't see it, which is interesting. Kind of hidden. The Magician is, for me, Mercurial energy. I know some people think it's Aries. I find it to be Gemini, Virgo more. I'm mostly Gemini. We are in the shadow period of Mercury retrograde. What do I want to do here? It's so weird because I feel for them telepathy is heightened, but for you it may be less. And I feel for them signs are heightened, but for you it may be less. And third eye energy is sort of heightened for them. For you it may be less. Now for you it may be the same, but I'm feeling it less. Romantic feelings, unrequited love, finances and career, trust, playfulness, past life relationships, keep an open mind. Wedding. I think that keep an open mind is something they're trying to do or learning to do more, because I feel that there was sort of a very structured like standoff energy where you two, neither of you was really revealing anything, and you kind of, I think, dove back into this mystery. Like, you dove back into the ocean. And it's so interesting. It's so weird how it works with information in me. But like, I just had remembered right before I did this reading that someone was telling me about my 10th house is like, I needed to find the ruler of my 10th house to understand how, like, I'm basically what I'm meant to bring into the world. And then so I went looking for Neptunes, like, what does Neptune symbolize? Because my 10th house is Pisces. And it actually told me that Neptune is the god of freshwater seas, and his goddess counterpart, which is like Salacia, and in Roman Afrit, something like that. She is the ruler of salt water. And they had sons, Jupiter, Pluto, and Triton. Oh, and Poseidon and Triton, I believe. That ruled, you know, the bodies. But she was actually the goddess in charge of the water. And I feel in a lot of ways that the feminine energies are being called back to the depths of their emotional work. I think you're amazing. I don't know why I shared that with you, but it just made me feel like that whale was like, we are realizing like how big and powerful and deep this emotional work is, that I think as a collective we actually need to like confront. And a while, like, I shared a thing that said like we're coming out of the emotional dark ages, and I was like, that's weird. We're not in the emotional dark ages. And then the more that I thought about it, the more that I thought, oh my God, we are in emotional dark ages. Like, we feel like we're talking a lot about emotions, but it's like very few of us are ever actually instructed or taught or understand emotions, really. It's kind of crazy. Okay, I think you're amazing. I heard something about you. Those are both in reverse. I feel there's too much competition. I don't trust you in reverse. I'm not ready. I want to be like you in reverse. I keep writing and deleting messages in reverse. I'm very attracted to you. I actually think, and look at, I'm emotionally unavailable. I actually think he's writing a message that he is going to send, or is really contemplating sending, because this, I feel, is what he is kind of, the kind of lies he's telling himself about why he shouldn't do this work, why he shouldn't talk to you, why he shouldn't care. All of these, you know, excuses that we give to push someone away when we don't actually want to be the one that's vulnerable. And I do feel him very strongly as this, like, kind of little kid, just being very afraid of facing the truth about what actually happened, and actually really being loved at this level. You know, I did a video. I couldn't sleep last night, like, at all. And so I did a video in the middle of the night about how basically all of the love that we've ever been given has been conditional, and it's been very painful, right? And in a lot of ways, he was like acclimatized, is that the word? He was like that pressure, that he was like normalized to that. And you're way up here in the stratosphere, right? And you know, this isn't a better than thing, but it's like you're so far above him on the emotional scale. And you always will be, and you always have been. I mean, when you're in union, you'll be at the same place. But he just is afraid of rising up only to go back down. That's what I feel like. Because it's like showing me hot air balloons and going up and going down. And it's like just easier to stay in the darkness. It's just easier to stay in this shielded protection. It's just easier not to get your hopes up, just to get them smashed. And I feel like that's something that happened when he was young a lot. He got his hopes up and it got smashed a lot. For some, they're showing me like as a young kid, he would get really hopeful about doing something fun with his dad, is what they're showing me. And then it would just wind up that his dad and mom would fight, or he wouldn't go. Maybe his mom would keep him, something like that. There were different situations, but that's what's coming to the surface. It's that he is becoming aware. And for some of them, it may be that this awareness is coming because of being alone. Like when I see these cards here together, I feel like there's quite a bit of aloneness feeling, at least in his life. But it also could be a longing for something deeper, or visions, dreams, memories, understanding of how things were, being able to see from a more detached place of view. You know, I love these cards together. These are just gorgeous, gorgeous energies. And again, it is the Magician, right? And this is the Ace of Cups, but part of what has to happen before you can really desire anything, you have to be aware of it first, you know. When you grow up thinking love is one thing, and you find out really it's really not love. There's a whole mourning process and there's so much to it that comes. Don't let your past hold you back. South Node. The South Node is currently in Libra and will be conjunct to this very intense lunar eclipse. So I do feel like that's a lot of what's freeing him. Look at how close the color is in those cards. It's kind of crazy. Okay, you have confidence is your key to success. So we have the Lion, New Moon and Leo. He has a time to give rather than take, New Moon and Virgo. And then a personal issue reaches resolution. And again, we have this nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon. Be bold and make the first move, cardinal moon. The answers you need are coming, full moon in Gemini. I forget. I think I was saying something about Gemini. I don't know. I wish I could remember what I channeled. So this will be August, and then this will be September, and that's about, 6 months here. I think the next 6 months, this stuff will be getting dealt with. You have Mother Mary, expect a miracle. He has Aphrodite, inner goddess. And between you is Ishtar, boundaries, and Ishtar, medicine woman. Shell. Artemis, guardian. So you have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. He has awaken. I said that. The goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. Between you is boundaries. Love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and energy. And then you are a channel for divine healing power. And you and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected, which is a nice thought. Let's get dragons. I'm very kind of interested in this third eye chakra. He feels like he's being very led by his third eye, and he's learning to trust it. Earth dragon. Look at that. Neptune. Kuan Yin. And the deep blue dragon. So see? And the rainbow dragon and the orange dragon. That's so cute. And then we have this big eclipse dragon, earth and water. Okay. You've claimed your path and the land around, clears your path and the land around you. Stay grounded. Be ready to serve. Stuck energy is clearing. You can move forward in life. Nice. He enables you to access your deepest soul wisdom. I love it. Look how beautiful that dragon is. But it's just so weird that I talked about Neptune. Spirituality and wisdom are available to you. Develop your psychic abilities and receive ineffable soul knowledge. Kuan Yin rides her pink dragon, which I think is so pretty. Brings firm love that resets the karmic balance. She's on this pink lotus flower. See all your cords dissolved by transcendent love. Enjoy your freedom. Look for the divine around you. I do feel like cord cutting is such a good thing for me. It helps you have those relationships grow back better. Keeps you safe by clearing your pathway. Trust that you are protected. Walk in a path of light. And then we have the rainbow dragon. Brings the leap of joy. So we have another leap here that opens new doors. Have trust, rediscover wisdom, expect miracles, and accept opportunities. If you'd like to work with any of these dragons, just ask them to come into your energy field and help guide you, help give you clarity or whatever gift that they can give you. Understanding. Let's look at the crystals. Wow, look at that. Lapis lazuli, past life. Malachite, healing. Tanzanite, clarity. Boji stones, balance. And then bottom of the deck is clear quartz, purification. So, wow, those are really strong energies today. Is there one I'm missing? Oh, these. Get some ascended masters. You guys are getting a lot of clarity and downloads in the heart field. I think he's going to follow his heart. Divine director. I don't feel like he's come out for a while. Mercury. Talked about him. Isis. Joan of Arc. Beautiful. Very strong. Kali Ma. Facing fears. He's going to face his fear. Look at that. Light activation. And then another lotus flower. Love and acceptance. These are beautiful energies. Intervention and purpose. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you are being guided. Happiness is your purpose. Mercury, open communication. Get a weight off your chest. Speak up with love and be heard. And then Isis, magic, manifesting. Your dreams, visions, and goals are becoming reality. Stay focused. Kali Ma is facing fear. Major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. And then we also had the voice of truth. Stand strong. Focus on your purpose. Release the fear of persecution and speak your truth. Very strong energies. I feel like it's the upper chakras that are getting really activated right now. Look at those colors. It's crazy. Kind of similar to up here too. All right. Playfulness, the second time. Laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together. Remember, love is the greatest healer. Time. If you're trying too hard, give it time. Freedom. There's nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. Message for you. I'm thinking of you at this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. And then on the bottom of the deck is friendship. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship. In your love life will dramatically improve. All right. Those are beautiful messages. They're a little nebulous today, but I hope that they've helped you understand what I feel like is going on and get some clarity. And if you like a private reading, I have those available. I have like 4 people, I think, right now in the queue. So I am a little bit slow, and it does take about a week or so if I'm going fast. But yeah, I thank you for being here and liking and sharing and subscribing. It really helps when anyone does support it. I know my channel hasn't grown in a long time, and I'm hoping to get it to start growing a little bit more. But also, I just want to be true to myself, and I don't want to do a bunch of readings that aren't aligned for me to do right now. So I will just continue on my path. Anyway, thank you. Bye. Oops.